Good morning again from Brașov, Romania. In the previous episode I've discovered that camshafts holes are not aligned with the one in this timing cover. Also today I was heating them up again in the morning. I started early morning, so I didn't tape that because there was no battery on my camera. I took out these two bushings for the cam followers, the two studs for the cam followers, so I can check these surfaces, and they don't look very good. So this is the cam surface. So this is a lot of plate. If I would drill the holes with this cover like that, they will never be perfect on the engine. This is how it should sound. This is how it should look. I still have here a little spot. I'm using now 800 grade sandpaper. So it's almost finished. I will prepare all the parts for the machinist and go and visit him. Now, even if it's not perfectly clean, we can see no more dancing, so this is perfect. I ride into glory with my pockets full of sand. Pockets full of sand. My pockets full of sand.
Partea asta la mica se vadă și o parte a injecției ăsta. Nu aici. Ăsta are parte care se vede cum e așa. I've got no companion. Got you on my mind. I woke up this morning in bed all alone. Gotta roam through the desert. Take the wrong way back home. I stood by the crossroads, saw the devil pass me by. I walked through the wastelands and asked for a ride. Zic că e bine așa.
Good morning again from Brasov. After 6 hours of machinery yesterday, I was tired, I didn't want to continue. So a short resume of what I was doing. At the machine shop you will see a lot of images, but I couldn't explain. The holes in our cover were drilled wrong, inclined and in the wrong position. So we put the crankcase on the machine, centered perfectly the holes with a tool like this, bolted the crankcase onto the machine, centering it with this, taking this out, mounting the cover in the correct position in 4 bolts, then regrinding the holes, and after that we also had to take some off the back side of this cover because it was too tight for the cams. And the most difficult job was to make these bushings fit again this cover. For this we used a sleeve for them. Here it is a 2-sized sleeve because one has to match the oil pump and one has to press very good in our aluminum cover. And now what I want to do is drill the oiling holes to this sleeve, same on this bushing, and then press in the new bushings and mount the cams and see how they will spin now. The holes are drilled, they are now sliding nicely on the cams. What I want to do now is make these surfaces a little bit nicer before pressing in everything, checking and deburring it, aligning the holes, and after that I will heat up very good this aluminum part, and these ones I will put in the freezer. Result of my work today. This is how I took it out. I was pressing the bushing, but it was a little bit, it had a little bit of an angle as I don't have 3 hands to work on that, and I was destroying the bushing. I was destroying also the surface in the cover again. So what I have to do now is go again to the machinist, mount the cover again on the crankcase, machine it again and make another sleeve for this that will not be so pressed. Here I left 3/100 of a millimeter extra, so I'm sure it's pressed perfectly in. Maybe I should leave just 1/100 of a millimeter extra. That's what I will do today and repeat the job. I will also cool down the cam follower shafts and also the bushings over here, and press them also in while I'm at this point. So it was bad luck today inserting this bushing, but still a very lucky day, because when I did the machinery I should have had the dowel pins on the crankcase and also the cam follower studs, so it fixing in the right position the complete cover. And I was very anxious and afraid that the holes that I was using for fixing are not perfectly matching with the dowel pin holes or the cam follower holes, but they are. So at least this is the good news, that I don't have to redo both jobs on both cams. How did I check this? I was mounting, they are still hot, the parts. I was mounting the cam, I was putting on the cover, and the cam is rotating very nice, so it doesn't hold by anything. That confirms that the holes are matching of the dowel pins and studs with the other holes. But that was a risk. If you ever bore a crankcase, as I did, use also the studs and also the pins for guidance. I will do this today for the second hole. I will also machine the second hole, because as you can see I was damaging also the hole when I did that. Always be sure everything is 90 degrees when you press it in. I didn't have that, so I'm thinking maybe today to press it directly on the lathe where everything is good aligned. I will have to take a heating lamp with me, so we heat up the cover before. So wish me good luck with the rest. After 2 more hours of rotating, deburring, using again the reamer a little bit on one side, I stopped the camera when I saw they aren't spinning correctly. I stopped the camera, and for 2 hours I was spinning on them, deburring. Oops, this is cool. Also tightening with more screws, mounting each cam separate, check the side play, check the alignment. Each one of them was rotating hard, so I had to rotate it, tighten the screws, and when it got blocked I opened up. I was looking on the bushing, deburring it a little bit over there, and now it's finally rotating very nice. It will also have a break-in after. I sorted out also the spacer behind, the threaded ones. This is going very nice. This also. Let's mount the cover. Yes, now it sits nice. Putting 4 screws. I already know it's working. That's why I'm not so emotional. I'm repeating this for the 20th time for today. So first I was always checking before tightening, just checking the rotation of the two cams. It was going nice, and what I wanted is when I tighten the screws that they don't go harder. That was a bad sign. Yes, even better than before, with all screws tightened. Excellent, excellent. This is going very nice. Let's tighten them a little bit more. Now I got nuts with this job. I think I have 30 hours of work now for the two bushing on the crankcase and with correcting on the timing cover. Yes, sir. Absolutely, yes, sir. After sitting and watching a little bit what I did today, reflecting, the first wrong thing that I was doing today was putting that bushing wrong. I couldn't align it perfectly when I was pressing in. I think also the pressing was too much. I left extra 0.03 millimeters. I took it out. When I also damaged the hole, I took it back to the machinist. I also saw that I forgot to put the dowel pins and shafts for the cam followers. I put them on. I went again to the machinist, remade the holes with all the new mounting equation, and when I came back they still didn't work. I pressed them in and still it wasn't very good. Why? Because also the engine has a little bit of hundreds or 200s of inclining, and then it was affecting also the cover when I was tightening it. For that I used again a reamer, and I finally, after 2 more hours of sanding and getting everybody stressed here because I didn't understand what's happening, now I know what was happening, but it's good that at least finally they are working very good. I think I spent around 30 working hours on these two bushings and putting the cam cover until now, and 10 hours extra with the machinist that I was paying. So total 40 man-hour labor to put this cover on. And it's not done yet. The cover will have to be grinded to the surface of the cases, polished, repolish the surface of the cases. So I will need a break. Tomorrow is Child's Day. I will just take my Chief and ride it. That's it. Have a nice evening. Thank you for watching. It's good, it's finally turning. A small step for mankind, big step for me.